Hello. Um, I'm Shelly, but I go by Dr. Posh because that's kind of the umbrella for a bunch of different businesses that I have. And what I want to talk to you about today is deodorant, because deodorants are the pits. So back in 1998, I decided to stop using Secret. And I'd been using that antiperspirant for 18 years. And, we were taught, whether it was through advertising or social pressure, we were taught that we're not supposed to sweat and we're never let them see you sweat. That was one of the slogans on a commercial. And we weren't supposed to sweat. We weren't supposed to just be normal, I guess, or be healthy. And the problem is when you don't allow those toxins to leave your body and leave your armpits through the sweat, then that stuff has to stay in your body. And so that leads you to wonder, well, where is it accumulating and what's going on and how is that affecting my long-term health? So I decided to stop using antiperspirants. The first thing I tried was an extreme jump. I bought the little crystal that maybe you've seen at natural food stores, and it's a salt crystal, and you dampen it and rub it on your armpits. And it worked pretty well. It wasn't amazing, but it kind of worked. And then I would go through stages where it would work and then it wouldn't work, and maybe I would have to throw my shirt away because I thought, oh, this thing stinks. Because one of the things that happens when you switch to a natural deodorant is all that stuff that was never allowed to leave your body is going to start leaving your body. So there are also other things that you can do to deodorize on the inside, like taking chlorella, chlorophyll, cilantro, things like that. But that's a whole other topic. So what I'm going to do today is a review of some of the deos that I've used over the years and in more recent years. Now, I live in Las Vegas now, and so it's hot here. And we sweat here, and it's just what happens. I mean, you're going to sweat. It's hot. Some things work for me all the time. Some things will work for me for a while, and then maybe my body chemistry changes, or maybe I get used to the product. Sometimes, depending on what we eat, it can affect whether or not our deo is working as well. So the whole situation really is the pits. But let's start going over a few products. This is one I was super excited about, and I wanted to love it. And it's so rough that it just tore up my armpits. Another one that did the exact same thing is the Schmidt's. Wanted to love it, but it's just really rough. So the skin of the armpit can be kind of sensitive, and it was just making it really raw. That also happened with some homemade deodorants that a friend made. They worked fragrance-wise, they were perfect, but my armpit was raw. So that's no good. Let's see. This one, the Kiss My Face that sprays on, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. I haven't really figured out what that connection is, but sometimes I find that it didn't work at all, and then other times I'm like, oh, it was awesome all day. Another tip for people who are in the early stages of switching is always keep baby wipes and more deodorant with you, because if you do get a little funky, if you wipe your pits with a baby wipe and then reapply, you'll be all right. This one, I like it. This is one of the fragrances from Rink Organics. I actually won this in a contest. I like it, except I feel that the lime that's in here isn't a good mix with my chemistry. So I think it's a good product, and maybe a different one of their Rink Organic deodorants would work well for me. But my body chemistry doesn't blend well with the lime that's in this particular one. It's a it's a fresh scent. It's a little more masculine, I guess. I prefer deodorants that smell like nothing. This one I thought I was going to love. This is from Poofy Organics, and I thought I was going to love it. And I had a terrible reaction from it. It's mild in fragrance. It's a little bit rough, and so it roughed up my pits a bit, and then my whole armpit was red and angry and inflamed, and I don't know why, because the ingredients seem pretty mild. You know, most of these are based with coconut oil, maybe aloe or shea or something like that, but most of them are coconut based. And then this has some beeswax, shea butter, cocoa butter, arrowroot, and maybe it is the arrowroot that gets me. I'm not sure. But I wasn't crazy about it. This one here, Revolver from North Coast Organics, I like it. It smells a little bit like a pine forest. It's a little rough. So this one works, but it roughs up my armpits a little bit. So if I only use it once or twice a week, I'm all right. But that's kind of a pain, right? This one's okay. This one's from Alafia. It's also coconut based, coconut shea, yada yada. Doesn't smell like a whole lot. It works, but it works for like 12 hours. It doesn't give you the long lasting effect that you might want. The Crystal Essence, for years I used this one. And I loved it for years. And then it started to not work on me. I might switch back to it because it's been a while. And like I said, sometimes your body chemistry changes. I remember when I was in chiropractic school, several of my friends and I were all trying all these different deodorants, and they're expensive, especially when you're a student, you're on a budget. So we would bring them in and like give each other reviews and say, oh, well, I like this one, I didn't like this one. And then we would switch and other people would try them, and, you know, just so we could kind of figure out what works for us and what doesn't. So this one I really do like, and I did use for a long time. The brand that's been my favorite most recently, and I would say I've been using this brand for maybe 4 years, is Urban Cowboy. And the Love is my favorite. There's another one that has a light blue label. I can't remember what it is, but this is definitely my favorite one. It's very smooth, so it never roughs up my armpit. It lasts all day. Sometimes even in the morning when I wake up, it still smells fine. So this one has definitely been my favorite one. And this one I find at most natural food stores, you know, like Whole Foods and Sprouts and natural grocers, places like that. So I hope that's helpful. Really, you just got to try them out and see what works for you, and be aware of the fact that changes in your hormones, changes in your water consumption, changes in what you're eating that day, all will affect the effectiveness of your pit stick. So don't give up. Keep trying. And you know what? So what if you stink a little bit? Wipe it off. Wash your shirt. Oh, and here's one more thing I want to share with you. So all those shirts that I threw away, I probably didn't have to throw them away. There's a product called Rockin' Green, and they are a laundry detergent that I first learned about from moms who use cloth diapers, because it was really good at getting that biological matter out of the fabric. And Rockin' Green has videos going around on social media about how you take your clothing, like your workout clothing that you think is clean, and you put them in the sink with some Rockin' Green, and you see all the come out of the fabric. So that is a way that I have been able to get the funk out of the pits of some of my clothing, is by using the Rockin' Green in the sink just to soak them. So, hope that's helpful information for you. If you want to reach out to me, my website is mydrposh.com, and you can always email me at mydrposh@gmail.com. Thanks.